ever know you just let me down. You don't have to hide it, cause you know what I just found out. Right to my head, what you said, now you want me to forget. Right to my face, now you say that it don't mean anything anyway. If lying is loving, then I guess you love me. If lying is loving, then I guess you love me.
What's going on, guys? Appreciate you tuning in to the channel, watching these videos as much or as little as you may do. Having a lot of fun doing this, definitely learning probably more than I want to admit. I don't know a whole lot about this, but it's a lot of fun to get out and just express my passion and get out and be around the cars that I love. And so appreciate you guys viewing these and just having fun with me along the way. Gonna go ahead and air down the drag radials here, drop from 32 pounds pressure to just under 25. 24 seems to be a good sweet spot for these Mickey Thompson ET Street Rs. Main goal here is just safety and make sure we're getting good traction on these back roads. We're way out here in Cleveland, Texas, northeast Houston. Oh, look at that booty, boy. You must have been doing them squats. Tell him to stop playing. Okay. You need to sit your little sexy self in the car and watch yourself get killed now.
It's gonna get a little bit sketchy on this road. Just because it's a little bit, it's like just a little bit, I don't know. Well, not bumpy,
but yeah, hilly.
It's got a little, little indentions, and so these goddamn tires, it's gonna feel a little sketchy. We're gonna rip 40 to 120, 125. You ready?
Shit, was not expecting that at all. I just felt like, and all I saw was like Fast and the Furious moment of her hauling ass, and dude, every penny spent. Perfect, bro.
I'm telling you, dude. Damn. It's only like the third or fourth time I've hit it with these tires on, but
and it sounds great. I can only imagine what it sounded like on the outside.
Every time I do, man,
my adrenaline's shaking, pumping up a little bit, baby.
A little bit. It wakes you up, man.
Woo!
That coffee kicked back in.
Bruh.
I'm telling you.
That was raw.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't know if the camera would have held on for that one.
Alrighty, guys, so we're going to talk about some specs here today on the car. And I want to dip first into the manual transmission. Just talk briefly about it and what the differences are between an SS and a ZL1 and some of the technology they've adapted into it, just as well as a few other things. So the manual transmission has a stronger output shaft, a more robust rear housing, and additional main shaft roller bearing to provide 30% more torque capacity than the automatic transmission used in the Camaro SS. To improve the shift quality, there's triple synchros in some gears and revised linkage. A new dual mass flywheel is bolted to a high capacity twin disc clutch. The automatic also has an additional clutch plates, a strengthened output shaft, and is pre-programmed with 3 operating modes, which is drive, sport, and manual. I went ahead and swapped my clutch out with an RXT 1200, as well as a few other things while I was there, a bleeding system, and a couple other goodies that I have to look at my big old spec sheet to be able to get to you guys. But just stuff that when you rip it out, you just want to go full send on it and go ahead and upgrade it. One of the things I really just cannot get over about this car is that front end. I mean, guys, it looks so great. And just the wind tunnel effect on this car and how they added the downforce in the right spots and the heat extractor, the hood and the heat extractor, and just the total package on this car. It's just absolutely amazing. I spent so many hours in the wind tunnel to get the downforce right and to really get this car to perform at the track and at the strip. The headlights up front are killer. The fog lights look great. I love the splitter up front. The grill is designed for airflow. There's a small spot in the mirror of the spoiler that pulls air out and down on the car just to provide the right amount of downforce. The rear valence looks great with the quad tips. I mean, you can go on and on about this car and how they really stepped it up from the different Camaro SS. And I'll talk briefly about the ZL1 and how it implemented the exclusive performance technology in the 3rd generation magnetic ride suspension and traction management, which they actually took from the ZR1, which was pretty groundbreaking at the time. Brembo supplied the braking system, which is 6 piston calipers at the front and 4 piston calipers at the rear. A duct system delivers air from the grill to the hardworking rotors. Love that piece. It's something the Boss 302 did, and it's something a lot of the new sports cars are doing now, but at this time it was a little bit more uncommon unless you were way up in the price range. And this car now being just under 30,000, right around that mark, it's such a good bang for buck. A horrible feature they put on here was the Goodyear Eagle F1 Supercar tires, which are absolutely trash. They put a 285 3520 on the front, a 305 3520 on the back. Just go ahead and trash those tires, get rid of them, sell them, whatever you got to do, throw them away, use them for a burnout. Just do a Michelin Pilot Sport 4S at least. You can do a Pilot Sport Cup. You can do a BF Goodrich. They have some nice tires, a Toyo, a Nitto even. Just get rid of those Goodyear Eagle F1s. They're not good. The dampening is provided by super awesome magnetic ride, and it corrects 1,000 times per second and makes that change in only 5 milliseconds. So this technology, even though it's not quite as new anymore, is just absolutely awesome. And you can really just feel that suspension working as soon as you switch from tour to sport or tour to race or sport to race. You can just feel it instantly. I mean, it's so awesome. In addition to that, they modulated the engine torque for optimum launch. In the manual equipped ZL1s, you can actually put clutch in and rev, and I think it corrects right around 22 to 2,500 RPMs. I don't know the exact. I won't be doing that anytime soon because I will definitely break an axle or drive shaft, so we're going to avoid that for a while, but I think that's super neat how they did that. The traction control and suspension dampening just suggests it's needed. The 5 available modes are for wet, dry, sport, and then race. And those are absolutely awesome to use. Sport's great. Additional track-ready features standard on the Camaro ZL1 include coolers for the engine, transmission, rear differential, and of course we talked about the cooling ducts for the brake, as well as they added a high-performance fuel system to the LSA engine. The ZL1's rear axle includes a high-capacity cast iron differential, massive asymmetrical half shafts, and extra-duty universal joints. To keep lubricating temperature in line, there's oil-to-oil heat exchanger built into the bottom of the differential. Transmission fluid circulates through the heat exchanger and through the radiator to drop operating temps by 100 degrees Fahrenheit. In addition, the engine is fitted with the same oil-to-oil coolant heat exchanger used in the Corvette ZR1. And lastly, the ZL1 has a deeper oil pan, a longer pickup, and a high-capacity pump over the SS. As you guys are going to see coming up here, the power band on this car is just so great. I mean, it's great from the factory, but really when you do a few mods, even a stage 1, a 255 upper pulley, you can do a booster pump if you choose to, and that's as far as you want to go. Headers, an intake, and a tune. You're going to see anywhere between 560 to 580 with a good healthy tune on there. You could see 550, but if you do a booster pump, you can even do ID850 cc injectors and probably do an E50 mixture, and you're going to be just at over 600 of the wheels. I recommend everybody does at least a stage 1 on this car because it wakes up the car so much. And of course, Boost loves E85, and it's absolutely great for the car. Not only is it way cheaper, you obviously reduce the chance of detonation, and you get a higher octane fuel that runs cooler. So it's pretty much a win-win in my book. It may run you between $4,000 and $5,000 between parts, labor, and install at a good shop, but I mean, don't skimp on the tuning and don't skimp on the parts. Get quality parts. One thing I put on my car that some people shied away against were the Texas Speed headers. I went with the 2-inch Texas Speed long tube header with the cat deletes. A lot of guys said go Cook or American Racing, and you can if you want. I was willing to take the chance and save the extra $700. I know on the 2-inch there was some a little bit of concern about rubbing, but actually mine fit great. They have 0 rub issues, and so I mean I'd recommend them. I think Texas Speed makes a great product. They're absolutely great, and so really and truly you can't go wrong in my opinion. I did do a Corsa Sport Cat back. Oh my goodness, talk about amazing, guys. It just never gets, sounds great, just backfires for days. Just taking a glance at my dyno sheet here, I am making over 700 pound-feet of torque at just 2,200 RPMs. And honestly, the torque on my car with my mods doesn't even drop until nearly 4,500 RPMs. I actually reach peak at about 4. And so really and truly, if you're rolling through this thing with the tires that I have, second gear, 4,000 RPMs, I mean, it's an experience to pin second, rip through third, and grab fourth. I mean, it just throws you back on the seat hard. And it just leaves it. There's not a whole lot to not love about my car anymore. Only thing I will end up doing eventually is obviously I didn't port the heads and I didn't forge a short block. And so really it's a time game at this point. Pat G did such a fantastic job tuning the car. And so I'm very confident in J-Rod Speed Shop and Pat G Tuning and the longevity of this car, the quality of the parts, and just the overall installation process, just the attention to detail those guys take. There's a reason why I chose those 2 shops and was willing to invest in some money in this car, because I think that honestly, you can't skimp on these things, guys. No matter what you do, you get what you pay for. And if you try to skimp it out, you're going to regret it. Long-term plans for the car would be to port the heads, forge a short block, and just party. At that point, it'd be putting down a healthy 900 wheel horsepower, and hopefully that's as far as this car ever sees. 900 of the wheels in this car would be a low 10-second car with some seat time and a good tire, you could probably even dip into the 9s if you really started getting aggressive and spending a lot of time at the track. Of course, at that point, you're gonna have to up the drive shaft, one-piece aluminum. Well, I guess it could be up to you. Some people do carbon fiber and they don't have the best things to say about them. Some people have great luck with them. Well, and so I don't know. We'll see what the long-term plans in the car end up being, but hopefully those things hold very, very well over time. I don't plan on making this a track monster, just a spirited street driver. And so I expect a lot of life out of this engine.
All right, what's up, guys? Sean, live from the shutter here. I'm with my boy David Lewis.
What's going on, folks?
Today is a great day because we are getting to go for a ride in his freshly built ZL1. What year is this Camaro, David?
2013.
2013. And how long have you had it for?
I got the car originally in 2017 and then waited, saved for a while, saved all the pennies, and then it just got built, pretty much got done and settled in January.
Okay. Dude. Well, we got to rip before the camera got to see it, but this thing pulls, guys, like a freight train. It's fucking fast. So real quick, before we get into like a couple more things, do you want to pretty much tell everybody like what you got done to it? Yeah. And yeah, go ahead. I'll let you take it away.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, it's pretty much full bolt-on E85 cam, ported blower. There's a few more miscellaneous things, upper and lower pulleys. Some supporting mods, like obviously everything from the cams, valves, and lifters, and etc. Pat G in Victoria, Texas, known as like Pat G Tuning. He's a guy that does a lot of LS stuff, but does other stuff too.
Yeah, I heard about him. I heard he's the guy that's known for tuning these motors.
Yeah, he's really well known in the LS community. He does a lot of, he's recently, this last couple of years, kind of transitioned to like half mile and mile events, so he's got a lot of, a good following out there, but nonetheless, he, for going on a tangent, he wrote a stage 3 LSA cam. It's the first cam he wrote. That was for the LSA. That was a stage 3 to mimic Night Fury Camaro SS kind of choppy kind of cam that all the valve vents have to be right for boost, but nonetheless.
Dude, when you start your car, it has a perfect amount of chop. Like it's not crazy to where it like lopes, but it like
it just
it's like you know.
Yes. So we had never. I mean, obviously he knew the specs of it, but we had never seen it on a car yet on the dyno without, I guess, just at all. And so once we got it dialed in and got it on the dyno after some ice and the 85 and whatever, the final run was 821 and 789 pound-feet of torque. So it was, which he was surprised by because it's stock heads. So leaves a little bit of room to grow, and hopefully it lasts.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it sounds good. Pull strong. I can tell it's kind of choppy and low RPMs. Yeah. It doesn't really like to be at low. It likes to be fucking going.
Yeah. I mean, it's right now at $1.5 grand, and yeah, it's not a big fan of it. Just putting along here.
What other cars have you had in the past before your ZL1?
Before this, I had a 2014, or I think it was a 13, maybe it was 14, I don't remember. I think it was a 13 5.0 track pack, and that was fun. I didn't really ever do a whole lot with that. I just did like little suspension stuff, like tow rods and lower control arms, and I just did a buffer delete on it. It was fun though.
Yeah, dude, if you cruise down just Old Houston Road, you will have a blast. It's nice and curvy and it's open.
Yeah, there was a Volkswagen in there somewhere that I blew up that you know about.
Oh yeah. Hey man, don't sleep on that Volkswagen though. That Volkswagen was so damn fast.
It worked, dude.
Bro, guys, so my boy over here, he ends up, what car did you sell to go get that?
It was the blue 350Z.
The blue 350Z that you drifted around a turn by high school, crashed that motherfucker, and fixed it. The dude traded for that, or you sold it?
It was a straight trade, yeah.
Dude, he traded. This was after the crash, right?
Sketchy.
Yes. Dude, crashed the 350Z, fixed it, traded for, how much horsepower did that little thing have?
I think it was like 470 or 480 in the tire.
Oh, dude. And that thing ripped. How long did it last, though?
It's literally 7 days.
And then it blew up.
Yeah, it blew up.
Oh, man. The good old times of being young and dumb and fun, right?
Oh, yeah.
Man. But no, that GTI went for, I remember taking my dad for a ride in it. Or you took my dad for a ride in it. And, he was like, no, slow down. I was like, that was hilarious, bro. So, yeah, dude, that shit was pretty damn cool. So, okay, so you had the 350s. You had a red one, too, didn't you?
Yeah, and then I had a red one. Got rid of the blue one, blew that up, and got a Civic, and then had a red 350Z. And then, I don't know. I like this car because it was stout, and I wanted to have something to build eventually and put some money into it. Just have something that was a little bit more high horsepower. Yeah, I saw him. He was riding that ass,
I don't
bro.
fuck
He
with
was
Montgomery
playing.
County. I'm pretty sure he probably would have turned around and pulled us over for a fucking no front license plate if coronavirus wasn't out right now.
They're all tucked in there.
But yeah, that's legit, dude. Okay, so you've had some cars, and I'd say by far this one's probably your favorite, huh?
Yeah, this is my favorite, man. This one's just, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's a car, even if little things go wrong long term, like I've waited to the right time in my life where I can afford to kind of like keep up with it.
Yeah.
I want to keep it. I want to pay it off.
Is it relatively good on like maintenance and things like that?
Yeah, I know I need to do rotors, like probably like yesterday. Definitely pads. I know that it has 54,800 miles. So I bought it with 52,000, and I didn't really drive it that much.
How long have you had it for?
Like 2.5 years.
And you've only put 3,000 miles on it?
And like 1,600 for this last 3 months since I built it.
Okay, cool. Well, let's see here. Now, of course, I mean, if you would have had a fixed up or a tuned or like aftermarket build on a Mustang, which you've seen plenty on YouTube, you've seen the Paxton superchargers, people who turbo. What do you like? What do you think you'd like more after kind of being in the best of both worlds?
That's a good question, actually. Probably like a single turbo. A lot of people do twin turbo, and I don't really care. I just think something that's a little more simplistic, just a good size, not too big, and man, something that's like that would be fun. I know people say really, really good things about the Paxtons, but and they probably are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like blowers are fun, and it's really fun to have a car that is a blower car, but I don't know. They make a lot of heat. That's what I was looking at. I always like looking at my IETs. And
Oh, dude, trust me. Coming from Hoopties, baby, for me,
yeah,
I'm 10 gauge all the way, bro. The whole way.
I mean, it's fine. But you know, it just, I don't know.
It's like, what's that smell? Is that right? Does this feel good?
Drip?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I think I would have done something turbo. I think that would have been a different experience.
I'm gonna have to.
God damn it, that bitch Carol Baskin.
Goddamn Carol Baskin. She killed her fucking husband. Ain't nobody fucking looking at her. God damn, I wasn't ready for it. Like, the camera caught my initial scare, and I can't edit that out, bro. It can backfire.
It just does that. I just hope my block lasts a good while, man. As long as because I don't drive it like that very often.
It's not like your midnight ZR1. Jogging that hell all the time.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
What little button you pressing down there?
I just turned the traction back on.
Give me a goddamn heads up next time you can do a pull. Shit.
Nah, I just turned the traction on.